gonna talk about all the different things that we're gonna do. We'll get as much as we can done in an hour, but I already told you that this is gonna take time, so we're doing this 1 week at a time, okay? The second thing I've got for us is, and I need you to be honest with me today. Do we want Bebe to go potty in the house for the rest of his life, or would we like him to be potty trained outside?
Myself, favorably, house is fine for me.
Okay, sounds
Just
fine
because
for
that's
you?
what we had. She's not favorable to mats, but quite honestly, what you said, he has too much room, but he tends to favor with a litter box, yeah.
Sure, so all the puppy pads are in the litter box?
Well, we still had a couple in the, where he sleeps with me, so if he gets down, he goes and he comes back. But he
Okay.
hasn't been using it, he's been using that one.
That's great, okay, that's wonderful. Well then, I had a potty schedule, but if you are okay with him in the house, then I'm not gonna worry about that. Remember, this is your dog and your criteria.
She doesn't like the
here-
but I think it was more when he was a senior and we had to cover the house.
Sure, because he
Like
couldn't
saran
hold
wrap.
his bladder,
With the
but
other
this
one.
one, if he knows where to
Well, and
go,
right now, Lauren, he's hungry
yeah,
and he piddles little spots because he knows he gets treats for being a good boy, and then he's been piddling on.
he gets excited. So it's excitement piddle. So we'll work through this as well. Grab the whole cup of food and hand it to John. John, sprinkle all of his food in
Okay.
here.
Hello, baby.
Yeah, Betty, this is how you're gonna do dinner tonight.
Oh, there we go.
Sure.
Yeah,
So what we need to understand though is we have a dog that has nervous anxiety. It's behavioral, right? It's mental. There we go, good boy. This is how I would put all of his food in here.
He loves doing
And I
it.
would let him, Malteses are very smart and they want to work mentally, not physically. So giving him games throughout the day is gonna be really helpful. He might like peanut butter.
My son is a very particular with his Aussie, and everything is very,
Organic
or, yeah,
dairy,
and
no junk food.
no chemical, nothing, so he
Right.
makes his own peanut butter.
That's
and
great.
He puts it in his treat for
Uh-huh.
his dog,
Yeah.
and he didn't like it, but it's frozen. So
Okay,
that
he
might
might
have,
not like the frozen, he might
Right.
not like the cold. And if I'm not asking you to put any junk on here, I'm asking you to put organic peanut butter, homemade peanut butter, stuff that doesn't have sugar in it.
okay,
And put a little smear on here. And then take a piece of his food and stick them on there and let him, and I would even break up this food a little bit and sprinkle it on top of maybe the peanut butter. Maybe I do organic pumpkin that doesn't have any sugar in it. Pumpkin is good for dogs. Maybe I, sweet potatoes. I boil sweet potatoes and mash those up. Once they're cold, of course, spread them on there.
we're used to the old, bag food, canned food stuff.
Sure.
And we're not now,
Well, and the
he's,
thing we want to understand and remember and learn about dogs is that back in the day, we always thought about physical exercise. We never thought about mental stimulation, which is working their brain, giving them activities and things to do. This right here is building his confidence. So what I want to do is I want Vicky, I want it to be closer to you, and you to break up a couple pieces, and while he's there, toss them on there for him. So that he is seeing that the food is coming from you. Yeah, and just wait till he comes back over there.
he has been,
Good,
you said feed from the hand on
Yes,
Saturday.
yes.
He's been,
We've been
Good.
doing that all
Good.
week, and I've been doing
Marty?
it, he'll come up on the bed.
Marty,
now if Marty's in his space, I would pick Marty up and put Marty somewhere else.
come here, Marty.
Or move Marty, because we don't want the dog to be like, and start to get like stressed out
Really,
with
Marty,
the cat.
would like
There
for
we go,
someone
Marty.
strange, so look at your charisma.
And we can say, good boy. Now, we have to talk about tones of voice. If I say, good boy, and that like makes him nervous, we don't wanna say that. We might want a more monotone, good boy, or quieter, good boy. So he knows he's doing a good job. You guys can make your own snuffle mat. You can buy these off of Amazon.
I
Dogs
don't have
are-
the patience to make it.
Are orally fixated, John and Vicky, small and big dogs alike, which means they need to lick and they need to chew. So this lick mat, I have Frenchies at home, they have a flat face, this is a lick bowl. They like the lick bowl better than they like a flat mat. He
Oh,
might
they
be
do, but
just-
I've seen the flat
Yes,
ones, I've never
This
seen
is,
them
this
like
is
that.
just the same thing, it's just a silicone bowl. My dogs like it when I turn it inside like this. And I smear a bunch of organic stuff
Is there,
and throw their food, and my dogs like it frozen, so I put it in the
Okay.
freezer. It takes them 60 minutes to eat
so
their
it
dinner.
works on
It works really well. What we have to do is find out what works for Bebe, because every dog is different. But what we do know is Malteses like to work, their mental mindset, and they like to be a companion. The second thing I want to talk about is when he is sleeping in the morning with you, before you leave the room, I want his harness and leash to go on him.
okay.
What I want to start to have is one, a safety net where you can lure him with the leash to where you want to go. Instead of trying to corner him or call him and he doesn't come, we have a leash where we can utilize it to lure him to us. This will also help Bev when she's in bed and she wants to cuddle. You can cuddle with him with the leash and the harness because you've got something to hold on to.
Yeah, I told John the other day, next time I bring him home from the office, I want to just leave the harness and leash
Yeah,
on
that's
him.
what we're gonna do for the next week or two. I'm asking you to do this for like at least 14 days. In my
Is it-
write-up, I have a full month, but I always, it's just like construction, they say it's gonna take 2 weeks and you add a week on, right? I
Right.
never like to give an improper expectation.
So leave it on with me at work too?
Yes, leave it on with you at work, because what's happening is we're having to chase him down or try to get him to come, or we're reaching at him like this, and that's doing this to his body language, which is keeping him in a stressed out state of mind. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to have the leash, which you could grab right now. Grab the leash. Go ahead and tell him to come.
Come here, baby, come,
Good, and lure
Baby,
him
come.
to you. Come.
come on, baby,
You
come,
can give a little leash pressure.
baby, come,
See where he can't go anywhere?
baby, be a good boy, come on,
Come on.
come on, baby, come,
either.
baby,
But see, instead of him being able to run away, he's
Yeah.
frozen right now. I don't want to overstress him. I don't want to push him past his threshold, but I don't want him running away from us either. So having this leash on is going to help with that. Vicky, I want him to start being by your side. We can't do that if we don't have a leash on him.
Right.
If you're here in the house with him, I don't want you running around the house trying to get him. Throw a piece of his food at John.
Oop.
You've got the piece of food, John. Show your dog that he's got the piece of food, getting him to come
Okay.
towards you.
what do I got, baby, what do I got, huh, see? Baby,
Give him a moment to think. He's thinking. He's not a fight dog, he's a flight dog. So right now he's thinking. His head turn away
No,
is,
no.
I'm not sure.
no.
We could just say,
The one just kept telling me emphasize yes, no, so that's okay, I'm
Sure,
good with it.
good,
but It
good.
might be 6 weeks or 5.5 of him hearing yes, no.
Yeah, that's fine. It's whatever is comfortable for you. We want him to
I wanna do
understand what
what
you're
your program
saying.
wants us to do, cause he's still so
And he's
young.
still so young. He is still
Come
so nervous. We have to do this in layers. We have to take time. The first thing I have on my sheet of paper is medical, and we should talk about this. Because you did go to Clark Animal Hospital 4 weeks ago, and they said he has enlarged prostate. Now, an enlarged prostate, dogs can show no signs of an enlarged prostate. Sometimes they do. Is he uncomfortable? Is he not internally feeling very good? Enlarged prostate, it's pain and discomfort while urinating, defecating, back pain, and being touched. We don't actually know. Yes, a good boy. This is a good boy. Other symptoms to look for just in case, which she doesn't have, are lethargy, loss of appetite, weight loss, difficult time walking. Those are things you both need to be aware of just in case.
Okay.
If you're not sure your vet is correct, then you need to go to another vet and get a second opinion. But if he does have an enlarged prostate, you need to get it taken care of.
They had suggested the neuter first
Okay.
to see, but
If that helps.
the breeder is adamant that he does not because she shaves his groin area.
Sure.
I've never seen anything like that. Skin,
Yeah,
and she
Yeah.
says when the hair grows back, he licks it.
sure.
And
I'm gonna say again,
Yeah.
she's not a vet.
Right.
well, I'm between, I'm a breeder, I know what's wrong, and they're wrong, they want your money.
Right,
That's her,
no.
that's her anger.
Well, and that's what I was saying about getting a second opinion. It's
Okay.
just like doctors for us. Sometimes we need to get a second opinion.
Marty?
The only reason I'm bringing this up is because I don't want your dog to be in any pain.
Yeah.
That's it. And I would not be a good trainer if we didn't talk about the
I'm gonna
medical
put him in this
aspect.
cat tower.
Okay? Feeding, you're already feeding by hand. We're
Come
gonna
here,
start feeding in this snuffle mat. I can leave this for you until you can get one for yourself. This is washed and cleaned. I don't mind the word no, but dogs don't. Hey, Bebe. Come on, yeah, no, you're staying with us. Yeah, you're staying with us.
Come
Just hold on to it. Let's not even say anything. Just give him a moment. Just having a little panic moment. We're just not gonna say anything. We're just gonna let him calm himself down.
Daddy's coming.
And let him. John, when you get back in here though, I need you to ignore him because
Okay.
he's with Vicky. And I don't want you coming over here and giving attention to his nervousness that you've left. Does that make sense? We need to work through his anxiety. And so when Vicky has him, we've got to allow him to be with Vicky. He's just a good boy. Here, we've got some more food for you. Come on, check it out.
I did find out we have him scheduled for his neuter June,
Good,
June 5.
good, awesome, wonderful.
And, I'll
You
get a
know,
onesie.
I
for
like the onesie idea. You just have to, if he's on a onesie and on a leash, you're having to take him into the room to go potty anyways.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like, because he's on a leash, because you're having scheduled feeding times, you're gonna know when he needs to go
An hour and a half
potty.
later,
An
yeah.
hour to an hour and a half later, you unbutton the thing, in there, he goes potty in his potty room. Or we'll
Okay.
call it his potty room.
When he pees.
And then
Do
where'd
we
he go?
care that he's going potty in one room pads and potty in another room pads? Do we care about that? Or are
I'd
we
rather
gonna
it was
be
the
a-
one room pad.
Okay, if it's the one room pad, then your pads are only down at night while you sleep,
Okay.
and then they come back up. Now again, he's gonna be supervised on a leash, so he shouldn't have the ability to go in your bedroom and pee any time of the day, because one, you're supervising him with the leash, or two, the door is closed, and three, hopefully he understands that he's only allowed to pee on pee pads. That's what I'm hoping his brain understands.
It's been getting really good.
So the pee pads need to come up from your bedroom floor once we're done sleeping at night.
Okay.
You put one down at night for when you guys go to bed. Now this is very, very good right now. The fact that I know he's not close to you, but the fact that you've been holding onto the leash, he hasn't been by John, he relaxed, he's laying in a submissive position, he's down on his belly, and he's closing his eyes. This is awesome. I know it's not close like you want it to be, but it's much better than it was him, because he'd be all over the place right
Yeah.
now, or be in John's lap, not even near you.
Right.
And this is what I mean by giving Vicky the time to hold the leash and have her time with her dog as well. Those puppy pads need to be cleaned up three times a day. It shouldn't be sitting there lingering with urine if
She
you can
gets
help
mad
it.
at me, I'm kind of a type A person.
Okay.
Once he goes,
You
and
pick
if
it
I
up.
can fold it,
Sure, perfect,
and there's
wonderful.
enough surface
Yeah,
area
yeah,
left for
good.
another, then I
If
pick
you
it up.
fold it and make it smaller, is he still going on the pad?
Yeah.
Perfect, wonderful, that's great. He's not going to pee in your room at all?
She's up there.
I'm up there.
So, and he can't go upstairs?
Oh,
He
he does.
can get
Okay.
up there, but he doesn't.
But
He
he-
chooses not to.
Okay, that could be something to practice and have fun with.
We have,
Putting a tree on each step of the stair and having him get up each stair with a tree.
he has no problem going up there, you know, if I go up, he'll follow.
Sure.
We have what's called a brilliant pad up there.
Yeah.
And he's going on it once.
Once.
Okay. Well, you both seem like you'd like him to go in this one room. So we need to take that pad from upstairs and not have that up anymore. He needs to start understanding, this is my potty room. You're
Okay.
making it so there's this potty room and there's this potty room and there's this potty.
Sure.
He's 9 months old, he can hold it for 8 hours. Okay?
Yeah.
Have one potty room. So if he's really not peeing in your room anymore, if once he gets up and he's going into the other room, the pad, when you wake up, should come up off the floor.
Okay.
Instead of leaving it there until you're done with your chores.
Well, we're getting the carpets clean, so I prefer it not to be in there
Yeah, the
anymore.
pad is only there for the middle of the night when you're sleeping.
Okay.
That's the only time that pad is down in your room.
So.
Otherwise, it should be the first thing you do when you get out of bed is pick up the pee pad.
Oh, he peed on it.
Does he pee on the pads at work? Are they in the same corner of your office every time?
Every time.
Okay,
But
so,
is he doing just a normal pee, or is he doing these little?
No, it's a big pee.
okay. So, when you're in the shower, he is now on a leash and a harness with Vicky, which means he cannot get to your bedroom to piddle on the pee pads in your room. The second thing is, we're lifting those up.
Right.
So if he's got to pee, he's gonna go to his room. We want to think about rules and boundaries. You guys had kids. You had them when they were little, they needed rules and boundaries, right? It's the same thing for a dog at 10 months old. They need rules and boundaries in a loving, loving way, but we need him to understand when dad's in the shower, you're with mom. So you can't just run all over the place freaking out where's dad. This gives you time to be with him and it helps create a bond between the two of you. Puppy pads are gonna go away and only in that
Yeah, he
room.
really does great training, but
Every
is it
dog
too late?
needs a home. People get real weird when you call them crates, cages, so we're not calling it that. We're calling it a home. He needs a space to go if you can't supervise him. He is not old enough yet to have free reign of the house.
Okay.
So he's not old enough yet to where he can get used to being in a crate.
He's definitely not old enough where he can get used to a crate. Dogs at the age of 13 years old, senior dogs can get used to a crate. Any dog can get used to a crate. I'm sorry I didn't bring my small crate with me today.
That's okay.
I wasn't
I'm
sure
just
how you
thinking
guys
'cause
were
he's-
feeling.
Yeah, cause he's never been in a crate, and we start putting him
But
in
he
a
is
crate, I think
he
he's-
was in a pen at
Well,
the breeders.
50 by 50, it's a pretty big, oh, yeah,
That's-
her pens were even bigger.
Right, but it's still a pen. It's still a
Safe.
environment where you can't go anywhere besides this place.
Well,
A small crate is not a bad place to go. It's a home, it's a den. We get a cover, we get soft pillows, we put our lick mats in there and our chew toys, the things he likes. This is a family dog. You guys did
no,
this together,
I
right?
need my time
And
to
you
work
need your time to work
outside.
outside. And
He
so,
just doesn't like that.
well, because again, he is really attached to you, so we're gonna try to get him attached to Vicky. I have a little pen, and I'll show you
So-
on mine. It's a pop-up, and it's cloth, so you can fold it back up and put it in the car, and you can take it all with you, and it's like this big, and it could fit right over in the kitchen while you're cooking. And he could be in there with his blankets, it would fit this in there. You'd be throwing his food and treats in there while you're cooking dinner. Because you don't want to hold on to the leash while you're cooking dinner, but he needs somewhere to be with you while you're cooking dinner and John's outside. This is what I mean by having a safe place for him to go.
So that collapsible, foldable,
Yes.
is that
That's considered a home.
okay. 'Cause
Call it a home.
where he nests at my office, is in a very secluded corner, safe
Yeah.
corner where
Dogs
he is.
like, my phone's, I'll show you at the end, I'll send you a link of the perfect thing. Dogs like dens, they like homes, they like little cozy spots, especially little Maltese dogs, they like that. We need to give that to him,
Not for it.
he
I
needs
wonder
it.
if you should have one at work too. One
Yes.
at work and then
Oh,
one
unless,
here.
yes, if you can afford it, one here and one at work.
Yeah.
When you leave the office, he needs to go in his
Yeah,
home.
it goes with me now.
Right, but we're also starting to create separation anxiety, where he will never ever be okay without you around, and that's not healthy. I get we want our dog with us all the time, but we want a healthy dog, right, John? I mean, that's why
Well,
you
when
hollered at me.
So when I went and got a permit, well, similar than me going to the dentist for a very minor 40-minute, 32-minute, he pooped in my truck.
Mm-hmm.
And I went into get a permit, and I was 10 minutes, I said, 1 minute, I'll be back, I'm coming back, Daddy's coming back.
Sure.
And he sits in the window and looks, and he sees me go in, and then when I come out, he's there looking for me
Sure.
again, all right, but he pooped in the seat again.
Sure. Well, there's two reasons why he did that. So I told you sometimes the car makes your bowels move, and at that time we were free feeding and we didn't know his schedule.
Okay.
So that's not gonna happen now because you're going to only feed him in the morning and you're only gonna feed him in the evening.
So can I put that crate when
You
I
can
get
put that-
out and leave it in the car and put him in it?
Absolutely, 100%, yeah. If you're worried about him pooping, put a puppy pad in the crate. I mean, you guys are potty training him to poop and pee on pads. And you don't always know, we do know now, but you don't always know when he went and drank water, right? Because we're not totally, but we will now because he's on a leash. The part of the leash is you guys really being able to see when does he drink water. He ate his food from 8:30 to 9:30. We know in an hour he's gonna need to go poop, so we need to go to a puppy pad or give him access to a puppy pad in an hour because he's gonna go potty. In a half an hour, when he gets up after drinking that water, he's gonna need to go pee. We need to give him a puppy pad so he has a place to go. Otherwise, then he doesn't have, and then he just goes because he's gotta go.
Yeah.
Right? And that's not fair to him. So we need to have puppy pads in our vehicle. If we're gonna leave him in the vehicle, and we have to have puppy
I was gonna
pads.
lift the seat up so he wouldn't go on it.
Have a puppy pad. Put him in the carrier.
If he has a puppy little thing at work, you can put him in
That's a
there.
car seat. Oh, you mean a crate?
Yeah,
a
For
whole-
homework,
Yeah.
right, but as soon as you put him in that crate and you leave to go get that permit, he's probably just gonna bark the whole time while John's gone.
Well, we're gonna work on him not barking. That's a whole nother step. We're gonna work on him being
Well, I won't be gone that
comfortable.
long, so at least it's
But what we'll
in
do
successional
is
increments.
in layers, here at the home and here in the office,
Come here.
start to work on him being okay with him, and let's say the crate's right here, the home's right here. Being okay that you walked across the room just to there, and then come back and treat. He didn't bark, he didn't freak out. What we can't do is throw him in there and then leave because he's not used to it.
Right.
We have to get him used to it. Our kid we have a kid with anxiety and stress that we are helping him get used to these things. If we rush it or push him past his threshold, we take steps back. We would rather go slower and take perfect steps forward with success than try to move too fast and taking a bunch of steps back. Does that make sense? Otherwise, then you're 2 steps forward and 3 steps back,
I
or
like
1
that
step
for
forward and
me
5
to have a
steps
crate
back.
at work, because when I do leave, or maybe I have a meeting with my employees going over a project, come here, and I'm in the other room, he will look for me, and if he doesn't see me pay attention, like she said, I'm out in the garage working with someone, he'll go poop when he can't see me anymore.
Right.
So I'm, having it at work for him to let me go and do these little
Yeah,
20-minute
yeah.
increments.
Again, because he needs to be okay with you being gone for 20 minutes. It's not healthy for him to not be okay being alone for 20 minutes. I'm gonna ask you guys to do this for 7 days.
Okay.
7 days is really gonna tell us what works and what doesn't.
Even
1 or
at
2
work?
days, even at work, harness and leash on. As soon as you wake up in the morning and he's out the door, and as soon as
So at
as soon
work
as you
while
go to
I'm
bed.
at my desk, he'll be under, well then he'll go play with the other dog and these nice toys that my son
If
has.
he's playing with the other dog in your office with the door closed and he can't leave the office, then the harness stays on and the leash comes off.
Okay.
But when you go to get him, do you have to corral him to try to pick him back up, or does he usually kind of
I
come over
usually
to
don't. Wherever I go, he'll just follow me.
you? Okay, but when he's done playing with the dog and
He
your
comes
son
look for
has
me.
left, then the leash will go back on.
'Cause he,
Or before Vicky comes, the leash will go back on because then Vicky will take him at work.
because when he's playing, I call it the playground in there,
Yeah.
because my son has so many of these things.
Toys, yeah,
That he'll stay in there with him.
good.
And I
Well,
tell
he
him, "Good
should
boy,
have
you
more,
can play."
this dog should have more toys. And
Yeah.
that's also where the home can be. The home can be where his toys are at. So he has fun in his home, enjoying in a safe
Yeah,
place.
we don't have,
You put a piece of food in front of his nose with one hand. Show him.
come here, see? Come
Put
here.
it in your fingers, good. And touch him
So
with
now-
the other hand.
See?
Touch, yes, good. That's it, that's enough touch, and give him a piece of food to
There you
eat.
go. Full?
Are you full already?
I think it's just a little bit of a lot.
It's a lot going on. What I wanna do with this game is, touch equals a reward. Touch equals something good is happening. I like this food. Do you need one of my treats? I like this food. It's delicious. I'm going, oh, see, we don't,
Hey.
see,
No.
when you go to touch him, he freaks out. So that's what we don't want. We want to do, here's a treat, touch. Here's a treat, touch. Not, here's a treat, touch, pull you towards me, freak you out.
When I started, we're sitting in the bed and I've got a treat in my hand
Mm-hmm.
and they're right close to me and he'll come and get it, but he backs right up.
Right.
And then,
Right.
he did that for a couple nights and the third night, he actually didn't back up. He
Oh,
stayed right
good.
there and
That's
I put it on my knee. And
Good. Okay, that's what we need to keep practicing every night. That's a win. We want big wins, but let's celebrate this little teeny tiny
Yeah.
small wins.
Those are your tractor
These
supplies?
are my Tractor Supply. They
'Cause
are
I went
just,
to something in Chewy's where he's got those, freeze-dried chicken hearts and I
Yeah.
got.
did you
some
like
free-
those?
He does.
Good.
My son stuffs them in these things.
Yeah, exactly.
And
See
so
how
I
he gets
ordered
nervous
some,
when there's movement?
Mhm.
So I also have treats that are on the ground and I'm just moving. So he's getting used to movement. That's building confidence. Do you see how he's not confident to go to the treat when my hand's not even moving
Yeah.
towards him. I'm just moving, right? And so that's why I also like to make a line of treats, encouraging him to go towards things. Like, I'm not gonna touch you, but I'm gonna sit here and do this. I always tell people that training is boring because it takes time. And I see what you say about the backing up. We have got to give this kid time to come out of his shell.
You don't think it was ever abuse or anything, do you? Or just that's just tough to get used to
I
people?
think he is kind of a nervous dog, to be honest with you guys. He doesn't have confidence and you would think living in a home, like being picked up all the time and touched all the time. Was he over picked up? Was he over touched? Is he the type of dog that doesn't like being touched? There are dogs out there that don't like being touched. I'm not going to move towards him, but see how I keep moving my hand around? See how he's okay with that now? We have to be really patient.
Looking at you.
Yeah, it's a good boy. Yeah, this is a good boy. I made that fleece, I just went to Walmart, Vicki, and I got cheap fleece and I stripped it and then I braided it and I put the little pieces of food in there. And that's another type of snuffle mat for him to get things out of.
Yeah, for me at work, I can't keep attention to him because of my obvious reasons. And these keep him entertained, and he's always no farther than what
Yeah.
he is here.
Well,
to me.
we need to get a lick mat for him, and we need to try some organic foods. You can do plain Greek yogurt. You can do, like I said, sweet potatoes.
That was one thing I wondered about
You can-
dairy. Is that not good that it is?
It depends on your dog. My one dog has allergies to dairy, so I don't do dairy for her. But we had her allergy tested. Most dogs are fine with dairy. Not every single day, but I'll give my dog yogurt once or twice a week with their food or in the lick mat.
He doesn't seem to like the kibbles so much.
So the kibble's not for him, but this,
He'll eat his kibbles.
right. Well, because the dogs love cat food, but
Why?
it's not, I don't have an answer for you on that one.
And I
But it's not good for him.
And I bought
So
kibbles
that's why
for
we
the
want-
cat, and he won't eat it. He picked it right around it all.
So I'm just showing him that there's a treat. This is the next thing I want you to do. So I've been moving my hands around with the food. He's been going in there, doing it on his own, building that self-confidence. I'm not gonna hover over him. I'm just going to do this. See, he didn't back away too much, right? So all he sees is I'm not touching you. I'm not gonna touch you. I think
Don't
that's what
touch
he's really terrified of. Who's gonna touch me and pick me up right now, right?
I want to.
I know I want to too. I wanna put him in a little purse. Seriously, he's so cute. Some dogs are born with anxiety. Some dogs have trauma from being in the womb. It was a hard birth. They have anxiety. I don't know. I looked up the breeder online. It seems like a great breeder. I wouldn't
You
have
found
it.
her?
I found her. Yeah. Yeah, I did my research on her. I wouldn't have anything bad to say, but again, we're not in Texas and we don't know. You're also in a fear period, and I already told you that. Fear period is 9 to 11 months. This is when a dog can be really afraid of things, and you are literally in the heart of it right now. So after 11 months, we might totally start coming out of our shell and really have less fear than we were having right now. It's because their brain is growing, the synapses are firing, the brain is growing, they are learning, yeah, that's right, that's what we want. When you're in the bed with him and he doesn't move away from you, you could do one touch on his body and then give him another treat. So he's starting to
I'll
learn.
try.
I know. When you're well, I said when he's ready, because you said a couple days later.
Yeah,
You were here and he didn't back away.
But I know if I went to reach to pat him, he'd be.
Right, but we're gonna be careful of where we're petting him, right? This is a good boy.
And I get he's
Right,
nervous.
maybe like my hand is here, I bring him over here and I touch a paw, or I touch a back end, or I touch a tail.
I tried
Right.
touching the paws.
Oh, he wants to get to those treats. We need to make sure that you have
Well,
a
that's
5-minute routine that you do with your dog. That
So
starts
when
to
you come
create
to
a
work,
bond.
She comes to work to take my son to lunch.
Sure,
And from then, it ought to be, that's when you take him and suggested,
yeah,
maybe I have to help load him in the passenger seat, go for a ride. Leave him locked in the car with you and
I
drive.
think that's a great idea.
And he can't get away.
And he likes the car, so you're doing
If you
something
put a
fun with
blanket
him.
down, he'll lay right on it.
And the other day when I was bringing him home, John put him in the passenger seat.
Uh-huh.
He stayed there for a little while. And
Uh-huh.
in fact, I thought he was going to fall to the floor, but then he ended up coming up and laying
Okay,
in my
good.
lap.
Okay, so the car is where he's comfortable. That should be your routine. You go to work, you pick him and your son up, and you go out to lunch. And he stays in the car while you guys are out to lunch. Where does your son's dog stay?
In the office.
Okay, so he'll be able to be in the car. That's perfect.
Usually,
Well, we're not going to be pooping in cars because we're scheduling our eating,
Okay.
okay?
So it's
So-
got
If
to just feed him
if
at
he is feeding at work, at work with your son, if he's having a bunch of treats, then he needs to go on some sort of potty pad, outside or inside, and go poop before she takes him to lunch.
okay.
That is still going into his system.
So
That's something to
that
think
little
about.
bowl you have right
Yeah.
there, how much should he eat a day?
Oh, he's
I
a
don't know
little
how he
dog.
poops so much, but he, twice a day.
Twice a day is how much he should be pooping.
Like just,
Probably an eighth a cup or a fourth a cup each day, each morning.
Yeah, he doesn't
Every
eat
food.
much.
Fourth a cup to an eighth a cup in the morning, a fourth to an eighth at night.
okay.
He might
So-
only be eating an eighth of a cup because this is really good food. He doesn't need a lot of this,
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
You're not,
he
you're
fills
not,
up really quick.
yeah, he
on it.
fills up really quick. You're not feeding him crap
Used to
food.
be I fed him that was a treat, but now it's after that's just what he eats.
Yeah.
He likes
I
to
don't,
eat
if
it.
you guys can afford it, I don't see why not, and it's only what, like an eighth of a cup really, maybe a little bit more.
But I'm feeding him, you know, he's coming up to eat for me.
Good,
When he's done, he's done.
then he's done, we need to try having him go in the car with her, in the parking lot,
Okay.
drive around the parking lot, pull back into a parking space, and get out of the car without the dog, and see what happens.
Okay.
You have to practice these things.
Yeah.
They're called mock training situations. We have to practice real life situations before we put him in a real life
Yeah,
situation.
because I know
Let's see if he'll walk with you.
the
Seriously, I
little,
know this stinks, but
pee-pee
just
pad,
say let's go.
the pee-pee pad in my truck, I don't think, yeah.
Come on, Bevy.
Say let's go.
Come
Go
on, let's
Mama.
go.
Yep, just pull him and go.
Come on, baby.
Go with
Come on,
mama.
Bevy.
Good.
Go.
Keep walking. Don't stop. Keep walking. Yep, that's it. There you go. We're talking 7 days of some new things.
Sure.
We have to see what works. And he got it out of the braid. Yeah, it just takes him some time, right? So we want to give him time. Where are we at?
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah.
amazing. My son started to make these things like you did, and I'm going, okay, he needs a sniffer, he says but it was more, as you just shared, educated us, it's a toy, it's training.
It's also mentally stimulating. You will see him grow and thrive by using his brain, not just being
Eat.
this dog that's around, right? You know what I mean? Like he needs
Well,
a job. His job is to go to work with you, and that's been great for him. But we need to keep building his confidence.
Yeah, the other
Just
employees
like
can't come near him.
Exactly, and that's not okay. We want to work. We want to work.
They're
on
not
that.
in the office much, they're, in for 20 minutes, or one might be there 2-3 hours, but they're on the other side of the.
Sure, but we also need to get him used to, like, I'm gonna walk past him and let's see what happens,
He'll run,
right?
not with you, I mean.
Oh, but right, we need to start getting him used to, but do you see how it's gonna take one step at a time? This all happens in layers. You can't just expect him to be okay tomorrow, right?
Right.
These are the layers, these are the building blocks, this is the foundation to getting him to where you want him to be.
He still wants to.
I like him.